Our learning target today is to add, subtract, multiply, and divide functions. And remember our function notation. When we write f of x, we say f of x. And that does not mean f times x. It means that the variable we're talking about is x. So when we look down into our notes here, we can add two functions together and we have different notations. F is one function and g is another. So this says f plus g of x. This is not multiplication. This is addition. This of x part is just notation. Generally, I like to write it as f of x plus g of x. Subtraction works the same way, f of x minus g of x. When we're multiplying, then we do the little times symbol. And when we're dividing, f divided by g, then you put the f on top and the g of x on the bottom. One very important condition is that x can't be, or g of x on the bottom can't be 0. So if we had a function like 1 over, x plus 7, our limitation on the bottom is that x plus 7 can't be 0. So that means we can't plug in -7. So when we talk about domains today, anytime there's a fraction, we're going to have a limitation. So let's jump in and try one of each kind. They tell us to let f of x be x squared plus 2, so that's f, and let g of x be x minus 3. Our directions, first of all, find the following and then state the domain. Remember, domains are for x's. So let's rewrite this first one. It says f of x, so that's going to be x squared plus 2, because that's what our f is, and then plus g of x is x minus 3. So it's just straight up substitution that we're doing there. Because there's nothing to distribute in either of our parentheses, we can just add these right together. So we'd have x squared plus x, and then 2 plus -3 is -1. So that would be to find the following. And then the domain, here it's all real numbers. There aren't any fractions to worry about. There aren't any square roots to worry about. So our domain is all real numbers. So let's take a look at this next one. Now it says f of x minus g of x. So substituting in, our f is x squared plus 2 minus our g is x minus 3. And now we do have to take care of this subtraction sign. We need to distribute it into the second parenthesis. So we have x squared plus 2 minus x, because we distributed, and then negative would be plus 3. Then I'm going to put the like terms together. And that is our combined function. There aren't any fractions to worry about or square roots or anything. So our domain is going to be all real numbers. Down here, this is a times. So for our f, we substitute in the x squared plus 2. And then it says times. And then g is x minus 3. And so now we just go about distributing, or FOIL, however you want to call it. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times -3 is -3x squared. Keep distributing, 2 times x and 2 times -3. So that's how we multiply functions. Our domain is going to be all real numbers because there are no fractions or square roots or anything that we have to worry about. Ooh, in this next one, though, we are going to have some fractions to worry about in the end. So let's plug in what we know. Our f is x squared plus 2, and the g is x minus 3. And then we look at these to see, can we factor, can we cancel? We cannot ever cancel this x with this x because the bottom has a subtraction after it and the top has an addition, so nothing cancels. And the top doesn't factor, so that's our answer. But in the bottom, x cannot be equal to positive 3 because if we plugged in positive 3, we'd get 0 on the bottom, and you just can't do that. So our domain is going to be all real numbers except for positive 3. So the way we write our domain, we start at negative infinity, we go up to 3, and it's a round parenthesis because you can't include the 3. So it does some kind of break or skip or something happens, and then we go from just barely the other side of 3 up to positive infinity. We had to have a, quote, funky domain because we have a fraction and the denominator can't ever equal 0. Now we're asked, with a new f of x and g of x, so let's let our f be in blue and our g be the square root of x plus x, and then it says find the following and their domains. So in this first one, it's an addition problem, so we need to add 4x plus 7, that's our f, and our g is the square root of x plus x. And for safety, I put them in parentheses, but as we can see, there's no subtraction or number to distribute. So let's just put our like terms together. So 4x and 1x would be 5x plus the square root of x plus 7. So that's what we get when we added our two functions together. For our domain, it is not going to be all real numbers because of the square root. Remember, we cannot put negative numbers into a square root. So x could be 0 because the square root of 0 is 0, but x couldn't be anything smaller than 0. So our domain is going to be a closed bracket, starts at 0, and goes all the way to positive infinity. So square roots have a domain that starts with 0. So now they want us to do f minus g. So f is 4x plus 7 minus g of x is the square root of x plus x. We need to distribute this negative into the green parenthesis. So we have 4x plus 7 minus the square root of x minus x. Let's put our like terms together, 4x and negative x would be a positive 3x, then minus the square root of x plus 7. Because we have this square root here, that is going to impact our domain. Our domain is going to go from 0 up to positive infinity. And let's look at our last two problems. Now, we have our f is x squared minus 9, and our g is x plus 3. They want us to find the following and state their domains. So let's substitute those in. F of x is x squared minus 9, and then it says times, and g of x is x plus 3. So we'll need to distribute. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 3 is 3x squared. Negative 9 times x is minus 9x. Negative 9 times 3 is minus 27. We don't have any like terms, so we're done. And for our domain, it's going to be all real numbers. We don't have any square roots. We don't have any fractions. So life is good. That's our answer. And this final one is a division. So we'll probably have some restrictions on our domain. Our f for the numerator is x squared minus 9. The denominator, g, is x plus 3. And this time we can do some simplifying because the numerator factors. 9 is a perfect square and x is a perfect square. So that factors into x plus 3 and x minus 3. Over here, we'll keep our x plus 3. And then because the entire parentheses are the same, we can cancel those out. So our final answer is x minus 3. And if we just look at this, we'd say, oh, look, there's no fraction, there's no square root. The domain is all real numbers. That is not the case, because right here we had x plus 3 in the bottom, and I know it canceled out, but it still is not part of the domain. So if x plus 3 can't equal 0, because the bottom can never equal 0, x can't be negative 3. So for our domain, we're going to go from infinity up to negative 3, but don't include it, union or plus, just the other side of negative 3, all the way up to infinity. What this is, and this is our final answer, of these two. What that's meaning is on our number line, we're everything. We start just left of negative 3, forever negative, and just right of negative 3, everything positive. It's just we can't include that negative 3. So that's why we have these parentheses with the union. And for our summary, a couple of questions. How do we add functions? How do we subtract functions? Multiply and divide them. And then talk about restrictions on the domain, because the domain is not always all real numbers. So when is it not going to be all real numbers?